Hello, everybody. So, I would like to say before I get into this, thank you for all your support. Thank you for making that video so popular. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, all the comments, just everything. I really appreciate y'all. But, we gotta talk about this again. Now, I was not gonna make another video, okay? I don't like Iddubz, and I sorta don't like Ethan, for different reasons. But after I made that video, I wasn't planning on talking about them again and their drama. But Ethan responded, and Ethan showed a lot of stuff that I think is really fruitful for us to talk about. Because if nothing else, it really just shows you how much of a disingenuous loser Iddubz has become. So, without further ado, we're going to break this down because there were so many parts of this. So it's like, okay, but that's bad, but it ain't that bad. And then it just gets to the point where it's like, Iddubz, what are you doing? So, let's begin.
He's so disgusted. He's so disgusted, you guys.
Okay, so I know you're immediately going to think, what does this have to do with any of the other points? Just hear me out. So, this is more about Iddubz's popularity. So, if you don't know, Iddubz used to make creative clashes. There's like 3 of them, okay? The first one was decent. The second one got him a lot of controversy. And now there's a third one coming up. Now, Iddubz used to be the king of YouTube, right? The big bad YouTube content creator. This is the man we're talking about here, right? First of all, let's show you who else is also doing a YouTube boxing match. Jake Paul. Jake Paul has done this enough to the point where he knows how to do it. It's somewhat entertaining, and it's usually, it's gonna get people. The people that watch boxing and wrestling and watches YouTubers do it, they're obviously gonna watch that. And I know you're thinking, well, they're obviously gonna watch that. They're obviously not gonna watch that over Iddubz. Come on, man. Iddubz is boxing a bunch of no-name YouTubers. Nobody cares, man. Iddubz has become a shell of his former self. There is nothing that man can do to regain his popularity. And I know what you're thinking. Well, maybe Iddubz, the content slop, maybe he has enough people already sold in that he don't gotta worry about this. Wrong, bro. Look at this. There is no way. At first I thought, there's no way this is real. This is real, man. I kid you not. They sat there. They showed this. And the gray parts are the ones that are filled by people, not the blue ones. Iddubz barely has anybody. And this is in Tampa. Who do you know that lives in Tampa that's gonna watch Hassan Pikel? Are you out of your mind? And then, on top of that, the whole thing is hoping people will fly out to Tampa, rent a hotel, and go in to watch a bunch of no-name YouTubers bots. I'm sorry. What? Are you out of your mind? And not only that, right? But Iddubz is on the ticket. And even then, he can't even do that good of a job. And now he's having to pay people to go. Iddubz's popularity is in the crap right now. And Jake Paul felted him. And I don't even think Jake Paul meant to do it. So, now that that's out of the way, that's like the tiny bit of drama. Now it's time we get into the soul-crushing... the soul-crushing of Iddubz, the content slop.
He's so disgusted. He's so disgusted, you guys.
Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about something that completely ruins Content Cop, okay? Now, beforehand, if you watch Content Cop, there was a lot of clips that felt very similar in terms of the background, right? Turns out, a lot of the clips were taken from one of Ethan's podcasts. Iddubz doesn't mention the name of it. You would think it's not important, right? Turns out it is. So, the clips that Iddubz is getting this all from as a podcast where Ethan's talking about his kids being almost being taken away.
My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time. In the entire video, he never says CPS. No mention, no explanation, no overview, nothing. Protective Service up to our house at 6 a.m. to interrogate us about an anonymous tip they got that our kids were crawling around and eating dog shit at catching diseases. Ian spends the majority of his video characterizing me like a raving lunatic who's lashing out at everyone around me with zero provocation.
Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually harassment.
What he doesn't say is the majority of these clips he's using are taken from this episode.
By the way,
Show the title of this episode.
look, listen to this.
No, he does not.
Because of a lie that Hassan's friends pulled. Allegedly. But, it's almost been proven. But, he doesn't mention that. Because without the context, you would think, oh, Ethan is just raving, he's just being a lunatic, he's yelling. No, man! He's upset because his kids, people are coming to get his kids because of a lie, and then Iddubz, the cook that he is, doesn't try to help, doesn't try to say, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and say that your house is not having a lot of dog. No! He doesn't do anything! And then you see him, and he's talking all this big crap, showing these videos, being like, you're gonna bone something? There's no way you wouldn't know that. And this is the bread and butter of the drama. But, so now that has been said, and you see, you can't watch Content Cop without seeing that and think, man, what a great video. There's no way you see that video still and think that. Now it's, but now let's get on to another point that I don't think Iddubz is ever going to recover from.
He's so disgusted. He's so disgusted, you guys.
Yes, you hear that right. It's about the sword. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a sword in anime in Bleach, and it has a very edgy symbol on it, to say the least, right? And you would think there was no way this should be involved when talking about Ethan, who's Jewish. There's no way this should be talked about, right? Hassan had that sword. We know he's a terrorist, and we know he's a Nazi supporter. It is what it is, right? I would say allegedly, but there's too much proof to show it. He's almost at 400%. Come on. It gets to the point where it's okay, man, there's no other way to excuse it. But on top of that, which everyone already knows at this point, Iddubz threw away Ethan for this guy and for him. And now that it's found out that sword, which is Hassan's sword, by the way, that he bought, there's a clip of him buying it. I'm not going to show it just because it's beating a dead horse. Everybody already here saw it. But to basically describe it, it's him walking in with his friend, seeing the sword, saying, oh, that's kind of sus, still buying it, and then Ludwig, who was also at the same event, said, hey, I saw a sword, but had a swastika on it. So obviously, it was so anybody could see it. Anybody could see that and be like, oh, that ain't good. But apparently Hassan, the political know-it-all, he didn't see, it's bullcrap. But anyway, I think Ethan described it beautifully. And because of how well he describes it, I'm going to show what he says. Because I don't think after this there's any way that you can, not say, yeah, he did that on purpose. And then after this clip, we are going to be talking about Hassan Pikel's friends that are now Iddubz friends. So we're going to be talking about Iddubz new best friends.
This sword belongs to this dude, Ichigo, and he's got a badass sword. Got like a Hindu symbol, which they also fuck with the Swazi over there. Not in like, you know, the anti-Semitic way, just in the vibes way, right? So, I mean, here's what it looks like in the anime, and I mean, that's right. That's a swastika. Those Nazis really ruined what was be otherwise a really cool symbol, right? But the Hindus use this, Buddhists use this. It's not just the Nazis, and that's the reference that they're making on Bleach. So here's the first conversation that we have about the sword on the podcast, and you'll notice just how gracious I am. You know what I mean? I would never dream, to be serious, I would never dream that they would do this on purpose. It's just too crazy. But here's our first convo about it. Maybe he is, and he doesn't care. I don't know. They had a sword that looked like a swastika in the video. I know it was an anime thing, but maybe we'll be a little more careful.
I said that this morning too.
Let me pull that up. I know that the chances that they did on purpose is close to 0, right? So I'm not accusing them. But like, just be a little more aware next time.
Why would they have that though? Like, I feel like you buy that, you take one look at it, you go, yeah, maybe not.
I got no clue.
Well, it's not actually a swastika. It just looks like a swastika.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I think it's from
It's from an
Bleach.
anime.
Can you send it?
That's from Bleach. Okay.
I like to bleach my mind with this video.
I'm not gonna say that they're
Yeah,
genocide.
probably should have picked a different katana for the.
Like Ian posted this to Twitter, okay, with a katana,
Listen, he's just embracing his new audience.
with the least anti-Semitic people on Twitch. Zoom in on the hill, dude. You're being an activist. You're wearing a Palestine scarf, which is great, but don't do it with like. Look how close the swastika is to the Palestine scarf. Like, bro, how are you doing? Who are you helping here, man? We don't want to see swastikas this close to Palestine scarves, right? That's sending the wrong message. But okay,
I fucking hate when you're right, bro.
me?
What?
Open wide dissent.
Holy shit, dude! Everybody, listen up. This is big.
S tier. Wait, I don't even know who that guy is. That's Isaac Bleach. Oh, I don't watch Bleach.
Doesn't watch Bleach. Now, this video's from 8 months ago, right? So, I mean, listen, it's been almost a year. So we continue to look to see, hey, is he a fan of Bleach? This one's from 4 months ago, which is pretty dang recent.
Play on the...
Does it get worse? Does it get worse? Oh god, is this even more recent?
It's much more recent.
No, this is from 4 months ago. No, what does he say?
Do you watch Bleach? I do not.
Oh, he's so disgusted. He's so disgusted, you guys.
Alright, so this is about Iddubz' new best friends. Now, the first one we need to talk about is Hassan Pikel. Guess what he got caught at? He got caught at a Diddy party. So Iddubz left Ethan for Hassan Pikel, who now has been caught at a Diddy party. You cannot make this up. Then you got Frogan, who's a complete loser. Nobody knows who she is. She's talking about, it ruined my career. Nobody even knows who you are. You Jabba the Hutt. And what makes it even worse is that she is literally, she has like, Twitch always calls her the best upcoming streamer. Okay, a certain title like that. She barely gets any views. She sucks. Then the girl that had the cop thing on her head, she watched, like, she's the person that Iddubz accused Ethan of assault, of like harassing and all this bullcrap. Meanwhile, you have her saying the most foul stuff about him. She tried to get his kids taken away. What? She literally reacted to it. And the guy that she's reacting to is completely insane. Because he literally said to Ethan, this is going to be your nightmare. We're going to destroy everything you have in a video. Like, this guy is a freak. Then, on top of that, you have Hassan. It's like, it's just wild, okay? So that's the friends that he picked. Now let's talk about the conclusion of all this, because the conclusion is hysterical.
He's so disgusted. He's so disgusted, you guys.
So, on top of everything I just said, to take away from this video, you can see Iddubz is just very disingenuous. No matter how you sway this or how you come out of this video or this drama thinking of Iddubz, the main thing, no matter if you agree with him or not, is that he's disingenuous. He didn't show the video where it came from, where he got majority of the clips from. He didn't show the title, didn't show the context, and made his former best friend look like he was just raving in lunacy, when that's not the case. He then paired up with a bunch of people who I just showed had a lot of dirty laundry that he had to know about. There was no way you did not know about Hassan certain allies online. There's no way you didn't know about the child protective services being called on Ethan by his son's friends and associates. There's no way you do not know about this. You don't bring it up in your video. You constantly try to dance around the topic, which is like literally the bread and butter of the drama. And then, on top of all of that, you threw your best friend under the rug to support people who don't support you. I mean, okay, Iddubz, you're an idiot. Like, there's no way to come out of this and not think he's disingenuous. And on top of all of that, Iddubz is sitting there telling you, you need to have empathy, bro. You need to be more loving, bro. I know I messed up, bro, but I still have empathy, bro. It's like, where was this empathy then, Iddubz? You made an entire video, left out important context, left out the part that his children are almost being taken away from him by your new associates. You literally left out all that, but you're the one of empathy? You're the one claiming to be all lovable? You are an absolute failure, and as I said before, the casino owns you, little bro.